So I know you said you get along with all the core women, but there's been, the last month, there's been some headlines and some rumors about a potential feud, I'm putting in air quotes, between you and Heather Thompson, which kind of seemed like it blew up a little bit, and you addressed it on your Instagram story as well and talked about it. But where did that come from?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess like her, I don't know who, most likely her planted a story in Us Weekly, which is why I'll never talk to them again, saying that I bum rushed her off the show or did whatever, or I was acting exploitative. Like,
acting for the cameras, I believe it said. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like trying to stay sane on the cameras so people don't know how batshit I really am, So, she's really lucky the cameras were there, to be honest. Sometimes you just don't vibe with people,
yeah.
she's just kind of that chick that's like, you shouldn't do this. And I know everything. And, I'm just not with that. That's just not my cup of tea. And it wasn't an easy trip for me. My grandmother was passing away. Maybe I would have been in a little different of mood if it hadn't, but we would just never vibe regardless. Would I have lost my temper? Maybe not. I don't know. But look, she has a strong mind of her own. Like she, if she wanted to stay on or come to other events, she could have, but she didn't want to, I guess. I don't really know.
Yeah.
You know what I love about reality TV and Housewives is that you just said sometimes you don't vibe with people. That's just the way it goes. And that's a very real life thing. But in real life, when you don't vibe with somebody, it's not really spoken about, right? Unless there's a huge blowout fight, obviously, then you talk about it. But on reality TV, you have to make it known when you don't fuck with somebody. It's I don't fuck with you, and that's that.
It's straight up. That's what you said. I don't fuck with her. That's it.
Yeah.
I just don't fuck.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Because we saw, the trailer looks fantastic. We saw the clip of, you call her Karen and everything, but things blow up. But I love the trailer. The trailer really was a great, just the music at the end with Ramona in her freaking costume. And she's like, what happened to class and elegance? It was so perfectly made that I think we're all super, super excited to watch. And I do want to ask you about Luann, because I know she's in a new relationship for a lot of the season. And it did kind of seem like Sonja was she doesn't shut up about this guy, Garth. How did you guys all kind of feel like that?
You know what? I don't think Luann really talked about him that much. I don't even think they were in that serious of a relationship,
Yeah.
I think they were she describes it on the show, they're, they hang out as friends, but maybe they play kissy kissy or whatever she called it. But he was super cool. They're not together anymore, but I had met him multiple times. He was really nice. But, I think that there's some deep-seated kind of issues between Sonja and Luann regarding men.
Yeah.
Because Tom and Harry and whoever the other, strange Upper East Side bottom feeding weird ass pass around the circle. And, Sonja does explode over it.
Yeah, a woman can only take so much. I feel like that's one of the things that I feel like hasn't been discussed as much, where Sonja makes jokes about it, but it has to be a certain point where that has got to get you a little bit, when everybody kind of runs in the same circle on the Upper East Side, and there's these guys' names come up, and Ramona's like, oh, I went out with him. Sonja's like, oh, I went out with him. It's they're all dating the same guys. You got to take them downtown more.
It's seriously. I've slept with all the guys down here, so now they can have them.
And then you're not going to be mad about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't care. I think Sonja's so sensitive and deep, and she's a complicated, complex person. And I think everyone will see that kind of come to a head.
Yeah. So we also saw recently, I want to bring this up briefly because we talked about it on our last episode. You're outspoken. You talk about what's on your mind. And this past week, the whole Demi Lovato frozen yogurt thing blew up. Shout out Big Chill. I saw videos online of lines down the street at the Big Chill, people waiting to get their froyo. But you were pretty you really went out there on your Instagram story and was like, hey, this is how I feel about this. What kind of made you want to speak out about this?
I mean, look, like I have so many opinions like about everything, but the thing is like, I'm not going to like say every single opinion. And also like, I'm like, when am I going to put it on my Instagram story? It's like a weird platform to like, but I was just like PMSing and so annoyed about this because first of all, I'm always going to root for the underdog. Okay. That's basically why I'm converting to Judaism, because it's like the underdog religion. And, anytime I see someone like Demi Lovato has 102 million Instagram followers. Did she not understand the kind of danger or like stress she was going to put this small business under by acting as if why don't you bother Pepsi for selling Diet Pepsi or Coke for selling Diet Coke or like just why don't you go bother McDonald's for selling food that actually hurts people? You know, you can eat diet food and eat sugar-free food without having an eating disorder. You can be on a diet without having an eating disorder. It is terrible, the kinds of pressure and the body and beauty standards that we as women have to live with and deal with. And every time I go on Instagram, I fucking get depressed looking at people's bodies and stuff. Yeah. But they're not real anyway, you know? She has to come up with a better way to cope. Without putting other people in harm and in harm's way. I think she's still kind of doubled down on it all, which I thought was, you know, bad. But, you know, she's probably struggling. Like she's got her, you know, addiction issues and all that. And I hope that, you know, but it was whack. It was just like, really, you're going to tell them to do better and use all this like woke language as if you're standing on some fucking like, you know, pedestal, like telling them what to do. And like, you are the, you know, the most self-righteous, perfect, virtuous person. I can't take any of it. Yeah. It's just too much.
I think a lot of people felt the same way you did, to be honest. I actually was hoping that, because when I first saw it all go down on Demi's story, I was like, oh no, I know how I feel about this, but what is everyone else going to feel about this? Because if everyone's agreeing with Demi Lovato, like, is this an opinion I need to change? Or like, do I need to open up my mind a little bit? But it seemed like everyone kind of had the same opinion, where they were like, we understand that Demi Lovato has these issues and it's very sad that's what she deals with, but really took it out in just the wrong way.
Exactly. And I think if everyone had been on agreeing with her that was the right thing to do, I'd want to move to Mars. Because I wouldn't be able to deal with the human race anymore.